Sunlight streamed through the glass windows of the bustling city square. Chubby Cat and his son, Tiny Paws, strolled through the main street filled with bakeries, street performers, and full of brightly colored goods. Tiny Paws, with his round kitten face and gleaming eyes, held his dad's paw tightly as they explored together. But then Tiny Paws froze. His big human-like cartoon eyes widened as he spotted something in the electronics shop window, a PlayStation 4. Its sleek black design and glowing logo mirrored back at him like a magical object from another realm. He pressed his tiny face against the glass, his tail excitedly flicking back and forth.
Daddy, look, a PS4. I've always wanted one.
Chubby Cat shuffled up beside him, adjusting his worn-out builder's cap.
Oh, a PS4, huh?
A warm, fatherly voice tried to mask the pang of guilt rising in his chest as he glanced at the price tag. It danced in sharp, bright letters far above what he could dream of affording. Still, he reached into his coat pocket and pulled out his paw-worn wallet. Flipping it open, he grimaced at the sight of only a few tattered bills and some loose coins. But seeing his son's face, so full of hope and wonder, clenched at his heart.
Ah, Tiny Paws. Maybe one day.
Tiny Paws cries a lot when he knew that they are poor cats, and so they walked on, Chubby's mind heavy as he held his son's tiny paw in his much larger one. The next morning, while most of the town still slept, Chubby Cat was out the door. His breath puffed into the crisp dawn air as he tightened his tool belt. He worked tirelessly, hauling bricks at the construction site, fixing leaking roofs, even pulling carts at the docks when no other work was available. His muscles ached, his back groaned, and by the end of 2 weeks, he had earned just enough. Late one evening, with the town square glowing in warm lamplight, Chubby walked out of the electronics shop holding a shiny new PS4 in a neatly wrapped box. The thought of Tiny Paws' delighted face filled him with pride. This wasn't just a gift, it was a token of love, of the sacrifices he gladly made as a father. As he walked home, humming a little tune, the quiet of the empty street was broken by the sudden roar of an oncoming truck. The vehicle sped recklessly around the corner, and Chubby, mid-crossing the road, didn't have time to leap aside. The screech of brakes, the horrifying sound of impact, and time seemed to freeze. The box lay beside him on the pavement, untouched but covered in the now scattered groceries. The door of their home creaked open. Tiny Paws scurried to greet his father.
Daddy!
He purred. But it wasn't his father who entered. Only Mr. Crow, their elderly neighbor, holding the shiny gift box Chubby had carried in his final moments. At the sight of it, Tiny Paws' ears perked up. "This is for you, little one. Your father wanted you to have it." The crow's gravelly voice cracked with sadness as he handed it over. Tiny Paws stared at the box, uncomprehending and hopeful.
Where's Daddy? Is he coming? I need to thank him!
Sorry, lad. He won't be coming home.
The words crushed him. Tiny Paws held the PS4 tightly, tears streaming down his soft, round cheeks. The console was exactly what he had dreamed of, but it sat heavy in his tiny arms and couldn't possibly replace the warmth of his father's embrace. In the quiet of their small home, the PS4 rested unopened in the corner of the living room. Tiny Paws often sat beside it, clutching one of his dad's old hats and staring at the gift that had come at an impossible cost. Losing a parent left a hole that nothing, no game, no toy, could truly fill. But as the days passed, Tiny Paws whispered to the console sometimes, certain that his dad could hear.
Thank you, Daddy. I miss you.
And even though Chubby Cat was no longer with him, his love remained, wrapped tenderly in the sacrifices he'd made. Tiny Paws carried that love tucked in his heart forever.